Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Higgs coming at you here, a little midday money. Saturday the 21st. Welcome on into the show. Apparently there's a couple football games today going on, but I'm sure everybody wants to come in and talk NBA. Bunch of derelicts. Like, subscribe, ring the bell here if you're watching. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Let's go. Give it a little thumbs up there. In the chat, as I always start out the chat with the Believe link, so you can watch after the fact. And on a Saturday, you don't get to see my Taylor Ham shirt because it is Taylor Ham and not pork roll. I know those Philadelphia fans in South Jersey are going to say it's pork roll, cheering for them Eagles. Some of the Giant fans up north might call it Taylor Ham. They might call it pork roll, but they're not really from the north. It is what it is. It is what it is. Again, Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs. You want to come on over to the Twitter universe if you want. Give me a follow there. The free picks are free picking or tweeting, or they just sit up there for, I guess you kind of see it when it happens. I don't even know. Right? It doesn't stay up too long. Well, if they do, super. If not, again, you give it a follow, or I don't know. I know there's some way to like do a list or something. Whatever. Who cares? Nobody gives a crap. Let's run down these new games real fast because you got a minute left, and I don't know if anybody's even in the chat to hear them. And those watching after the fact, well, it doesn't even affect you. Arkansas. I got Arkansas today. I bet them 7.5. It's gone up a little bit. Arkansas is the play there for me. George Mason. I sort of like the little George Mason here in early action. I guess we lean to the under an IUPU stinky. Again, I don't want to lay 13 with Detroit. Charleston. I know I said I thought Charleston was playing bad. I was confusing them with Charlotte. Was the other team? The other team started with a C. Again, I mean 8-10 here. I mean Charleston's just playing excellent ball. It's tough to get in front of that one. I know I just said about Detroit, but that's also a Horizon team. COC, a ranked team, pretty good. It would be a no play for me. I mean, I know they've been excellent all year, but again, they're just around 500 as a ATS team. So there's that. Of course, I would say take Georgetown. It was a 19er on an opener. Now it's down to 17. I'd still lean the Hoyas. I just can't believe this team is that bad. I lean to Georgia Tech here at home as a little dog. Give me some Miami. And this is a spot, yes, it's a unranked Duke giving points to Miami. The fact is it is still Duke. They are you know what? I forgot to even put my picks up in the chat. They are still a team that people flock to bet. Miami beat them here last year. I don't know if Duke's second leader doesn't score. The kid Roach was maybe playing, maybe not. Even if he hasn't played. Think he's going to come in here and light things up? I don't know. Give me Miami. Central Florida and South Florida. This line looks a little light to me because I think South Florida is trash and I think Central Florida is pretty good. Maybe just based off of maybe a flat spot, but I don't know. I think UCF should really beat these guys here. And your 12:30 game, Dayton NGW. I lean towards a little G Dubs, but again, didn't bet it. I do have 17 games for college hoops on the site. I did put a 3-pack up, but why not? And I say this all the time. You could easily make the smart money move. I just loaded it up there. Go for it. It's a weekly pass, weekly steal, $31 with a promo code for 7 days. You'll get my NFL, which is the best in the business. And again, I don't throw out a bunch of stuff. I try not to hype my NFL at all. But listen, winning free picks, picks and parlays, wherever. Any site that sells picks. I mean, I'll throw that. I'll talk about Sports Memo or Sports Capping or Wager Talk, any of those places. Sports Memo. Nobody's close to me. That is a record-breaking year for NFL. I'll say that now. I don't like that. I didn't want to hype it during the regular season. I'll say it now with 2 weeks left because even if I don't win another football game for the rest of the season, nobody's catching me. But we know that's not going to happen. We know I'll be 60% every weekend. let's go. Not much of a recap because there is no recap because yes, we had no free picks, right? So there was no free picks. So there's no recap. Today's picks, though, we can do that. And there are some college basketball picks here in the chat. 107 and 96. We're down a buck 85 with our college basketball. It happens. It happens. Although, I shouldn't say there wasn't a recap because I did hit my only college basketball game yesterday. Never in doubt. New Mexico -1.5. Easy. Easy. Come on. If I do it overtime. College basketball is still pretty good. I think we're up 9-something, 295 and 261. Not a bad college basketball season. But let's get college hoops in the video on track. Arizona -125. Again, I bet this game at +1 yesterday. They're now a small fave. Texas Tech +4.5. Oklahoma State +1. Actually, I bet this last night was a pick 'em, so better run number this morning. Radford and Stetson, a couple teams I was looking at last night. I gotta say, Radford is a 6. This was a 8.5 last night, and I was like, ooh, I still think they're like a 9, 10-point fave. Now it's 6. Makes me nervous. Same with Stetson. Makes me a bit nervous. Why is it coming down? Because I have Radford rated a little better here, but I'm going to put that in the chat anyway. Same with Stetson. I think these guys are 9, 10 points better. So it was a 7.5 opener, and I thought, ooh, I'll come in here. Now it's down to 5. I'm going to go with the phase into these two spots just because in these smaller conferences, I think, well, I think, I mean, it's how I do my work. The team that I have rated better, you know, should get there. I mean, my number was X. The number started close to it. It came down. I guess, buying a dog is one thing. I'm just in these smaller conferences. I'm going to stick with my fave. Now, next game on Florida State. Here's one again. This was a 10 opener, and this one's come down. Now, that one makes sense to me because it is a ACC school. It is a Florida State team, and I could pull the banner up from me beginning of the season back in November. I said, let's take a little flyer on Florida State to win the ACC. Everybody's going to be on your Dukes in North Carolina. I said, let's go Florida State. It's always a tough little squad. Started out putrid, but I could see all right, are we really buying into Pitt? They have some nice wins. Are they covering 10? I could see buying 10 there. 7.5. I still think Florida State. Again, I'm biased towards Florida State, but it is what it is. Charleston Southern -$1.20. No NBA. Why would there be NBA? Although I did think about taking the Raptors today at their price and Cleveland, just because there are two teams I think everyone will be on the other side on. Did not do anything there. And cold cash on the ice. Who was my game I looked at? Let me pull it up real fast here. I thought about adding one. Where was it? No. I think initially I was thinking Kraken, but I again didn't really move the needle at all for me, so I said no. So there's that. Maybe getting wild with Terry. Maybe a little Minnesota. I'm not running to do any hockey there, although I don't have it scrolling on the bottom. I should really combine these two. I apologize for that. NFL, you should have all these, right? Chiefs first half -5.5. Eagles -7.5 game. Eagles under added play here, 48. Bengals money line, although that's probably going to move up because the line's moving there. Niners again. The teaser we talked about: Kansas City, Philly, Dallas, Cincy, Dallas, KC. Any time touchdown. So we'll go a little player prop, a little NFL player prop kind of stuff here. Again, maybe they moved, but we've had these up for a couple days here. Pacheco, touchdown, 155. Tony, 225. Mahomes, 350. For the Jags, Kirk, 125. Zay Jones, 200. And for Philly, Sanders, 105. Brown, 105. And Smith, 160. Giants, Daniel Jones, and Slayton. Daniel Jones, 160, and Slayton, 230. I gotta say the numbers because those watching on the replays, they don't see the numbers in front of us. They don't see them. I'm going to put the scroll down below. We'll add them all together, make a giant happy family of all the free picks. And then will have some of the NFL will also be included in that. So although the player props won't be in that one down there. That'll be way too much. People will be like, what the heck? Going crazy trying to figure that one out. But at least the other picks there, and we could always talk about the player props. As you mentioned it in the show. Or if you're watching on the replay, you get to rewind. So that's good. We could always rewind the thing. All right. Let's hop into the comments. You know what? Tim, you want to do some NBA real fast? Because I'm sure the comments will just be nonstop.
Sure. I got 3 plays today. One of them is my best bet. My best bet is in the Milwaukee-Cleveland game. So that one's up on the site. The other 2, I agree. I'm going right to the Raptors today. I will say there is no Tatum for the Celtics, so that could be why the line's short, but a 1.5 even without Tatum. You get a Celtics team that's 34-12. They won 8 straight games, and you're going up against a Raptors team that is 20-26 and can't get out of their own way. Yeah, I took the Raptors in that one. And then I bet the late game. I got the Kings. I got them at 3.5. This is a Kings team that's just rolling right now. And I believe this is the last game of the road trip for the Sixers. They've had a really successful out west road trip, winning against Utah, both LA teams, in Portland. This is the last game, I think, on their out west road trip, so they go back home after this. I'm on the Kings today. I got them plus 3.5. It's down to 2 now, but I would still take them to win the game in general. This is a Kings team that's rolling right now, and they've actually won 6 straight against. They're not the best of competition. Orlando, Houston, San Antonio, Lakers, and Oklahoma City, but they're still getting wins, and they're doing well. I don't know. I expected them to be good. Higgs, I don't know. Did you expect them to be number 3 in the West right now?
Are they really?
The Sacramento Kings are currently number 3 in the West.
Wow.
I don't know.
I would think Denver obviously is a team I like. You figured Dallas would be a little good. Obviously, Golden State you thought would be. I guess I can't really put the Lakers in there. I'm not thinking Sacramento improved that much.
I was thinking Phoenix, but Phoenix had a bunch of injuries. That's why they are currently tied for 10th. But no, it's Denver.
Wow.
And then 1.5 games back, it's Memphis. And then 6 games back is Sacramento. And the Pelicans have dropped off a little bit. They're 7 games back for first.
Good for the Kings. Haven't been good since
they have the longest playoff drought in the NBA, in professional sports.
Really?
The core 4 sports. Yeah.
Man, let me tell you, the Kings back when they played the Lakers in the early 2000s. I mean, we want to talk about fixed NBA. Oh boy, we won't talk about that Kings Lakers series, boy.
No.
Woo-wee!
But there's actually something interesting. Nobody in the NBA has ever played against the Kings in the playoffs. No active player has played against the Kings in the playoffs.
How could they?
I don't even think. When was the last time they made the playoffs?
I mean, it's got to be.
When was
the BB Weber, Vlade, Jason Williams teams?
2005, 2006. So right before. Oh, it's actually right after, because LeBron was what? 03. So it was LeBron was
LeBron might have played, yeah.
But nobody actively has played against the Kings, and they haven't made. And if they make the playoffs this year, the top 2 longest droughting teams would be the Buffalo Sabres and the New York Jets. So
nice, right up your alley.
Yeah, that's beautiful. But no, Kings are on their way to doing that. So I'll keep backing them. They keep making me money this year.
That's what you do. Ride what's hot until it's not.
Exactly.
T-Money is in the house. Welcome, my friend. How are you? Daryl Mitchell, let's go. You got it, fella. Ms. MKZ wants to know what the pick is. All right, I ran down all the picks. Kevin's with the first like. Appreciate it. Thanks, my friend. T-Money, today's a day to make some cash and feeling good. A few little gems for the chat. Army and the Giants. Army over Navy, huh? I had Army and Navy last time they played. Only Navy provided the goods for me. And the G-Men, as I said, if you want to go G-Men first half, sure. I don't know. I think Philly will pull away, though. I mean, this Giant team, again, team money. They're 3-5-1 down the stretch. They haven't really impressed me. But again, with Philly in Hurts' first game back, right, the final game of the year, they didn't look all that special. So Giants first half, yes. There's a little same game parlay for everybody. Giants first half, Philly for the game. Donald Mitchell's in here. Comes in. Mammy. Hey, Mammy. Who's Mammy playing? Is this Miami? Is this Miami, Florida?
Yeah, Miami's against Duke.
Okay, well, I didn't know if it was
that or he's saying run line. So I mean, are the Marlins playing? By the way, Marlins.
I didn't know if it was
Lopez.
I didn't know if it was NBA. Yeah, Lopez
for Ariz.
Ariz.
I like it. I like it for both teams.
Well, they need a bat. I guess you're gonna put. Let me move this out of here so it's not like we're just picking on Daryl here.
No,
with this Miami pick. Obviously, I wanted Lopez to the Yanks for Gleber because Montes is gone. That would have been a nice little pickup. How do you trade a guy in Arez? The guy, I mean, all the guy does is hit. How do you get rid of a contact guy? He's a contact hitter.
He won the batting crown.
The guy just rakes and rakes and rakes.
He won the batting crown. Then go, all right, you're good. We don't need you anymore. See you.
I don't get how teams are now. It's like, oh, you're going to hit 20 homers, super. I'd rather take that than the guy. I mean, hello, New York Yankees. You got a bunch of guys who hit homers and strike out. You don't do anything in the playoffs. You need the guy to get on base.
Yep.
Now they're going to put Jazz in the outfield. I
don't hate that. I like that for Miami. I think that helps them out, and I think that helps out. Obviously, it helps out Minnesota with their pitching staff. So,
yeah.
I'm all right with that.
Again, and they have who they brought in last year. Who are the guys they brought in? We'll see what happens. Sonny Gray's on that team, right?
Oh yeah, Gray. Yeah.
Archer.
Hey, Archer's on that team. That's right.
The young kid Joe Ryan was good.
Yeah.
But it's just like a team of let's see.
Let's see how they go.
Yeah. Well, Lopez. I mean, you're playing in the Central, which is a joke. I mean, I shouldn't say that because the White Sox, if they stay healthy, the White Sox have some good players.
Yes, 100%.
Kansas City's got some nice young talent. Cleveland is a team that's going to outpitch you no matter who you throw out there. So I was going to say maybe see how he adjusts to American League, but you're in a weak division, so I think you should be okay there. Not terrible.
Yeah, you should be fine.
I saw an article on MLB.com. They're talking about Miami. And they're like, well, don't say they're not they're not addressing their offense. They brought in Gene Segura, and the guy was serious. He's like, yeah, they're still like they were not like running up the white flag because they brought in Cueto and Segura. I'm like, okay, Gene Segura. I mean, he's a nice. See, Gene Segura should be going to a team like the Mets or the Yankees or like a good team where he's a veteran coming in and you know what to expect. That he's a good guy, like that kind of player. He doesn't go to a team like Miami. He's looking to improve. Unless they're looking to trade him at the deadline to somebody.
Maybe. I mean, that's probably what Bauer might try to do if he gets try to get onto a crummy team and then work your way up through the trade deadline. But I don't know. We'll see.
I like Bauer. Team money coming in. Now throw one out here. I'm taking Boston Scott for Eagles touchdown. Well, he's got like 10 touchdowns versus the Giants. Team money. Swiss Haman, Swisha. What do we got here? Baylor 2.5 on the road versus Oklahoma. I bet Oklahoma, and I got a bad Oklahoma because I got a Okie at a pick'em. So I could have waited till this morning, but I don't. I bet the night before, and I got a pick. I like Oklahoma. Oklahoma, just like the TZ try. What do you think about the Navy Army game? I like Navy. to get it done. Let's go. Midshipman. There's the link. It's in the chat. $31. Promo code NFL for a week. Shannon's in the house. Good morning, Shannon. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you had a nice little week. Hope all is well. Best bets, team money. I second that. Nobody's touching NFL, especially NFL totals. My God. Yeah, NFL totals pretty good. 34 and 14, 71% NFL totals. Nice season. 418, KC and the Eagles today. 418. What are we doing here? 418 music. Is the KC Eagles? Is this money line? You're money line parlaying it. You're laying. Now it's up to what 9 and 8. Both of these numbers have creeped up a little bit. Not shocking. They're creeping up. I got those in the chat. So Shannon B coming in. KC 8.5. NBA Raptors Magic. We like that Raptor bet. And the Magic is always one of our little squads we like to jump on and say we like the Magic. Nothing to do with the Jungle Cruise at Disney World that they're in the same area that we like. You know that, or the Rice Krispie treats with that nasty vanilla stuff they put on to make faces. But we do like the Magic.
No, you got to get the chocolate one. You got to get the chocolate on the Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, well, it depends what character you get.
I mean, they're just the Mickey Rice Krispie treats, right?
Oh man, anytime I'm running around, I get stuck. There's always that dummy Olaf's in there. It's just I'm like,
oh nope.
Yeah,
you don't go to those. You go elsewhere.
Well, when you're fat, I'm not complaining. Listen, you could be
fair.
picky. You're a skinny guy. I got to eat. I got to have what's in front of me. All right.
I'm not a skinny guy. Come on.
Next to me, you're a toothpick, Tim. All right. Could use you as a baseball bat. Arizona money line. Yes, Arizona. I got Arizona myself. Bet them last night at a +1. +1. Swiss Haman. Thoughts on Baylor Bears? Listen, you're going to see these big schools, and you automatically know I'm going to go opposite here. TCU over Kansas, Oklahoma State at home, Texas Tech over K-State, Oklahoma over Baylor, West Virginia. I'm automatically Swiss. You see these ranked teams, or a team with a 17 and whatever the records are, 13, whatever. I'm always going to be opposite. I'm going to be taking that home team at a pick 'em at a -1. Daily best bet, C-Money. Marinade of UCLA today. Arizona are what we thought they were old school. Listen, you want to say that, though, then it means Arizona's a Final Four team, because Arizona's always a talented NBA bunch. UCLA maybe slight edge on defense, but I like Arizona now. Give me Arizona. Brio is in the house. Money Man Higgs, you know it. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Shannon B, thoughts on Air Force versus San Diego State late game. San Diego State off a big OT win in Colorado State. Yep, Air Force good at home. Yeah, it's a tough little spot for San Diego State. I'm not gonna say no to 8.5 as a home dog. I mean, I'm taking home dogs at Pickens and ones versus ranked team. So you're giving me 8.5 in a tough place to play. Yes. Fernando's in the house. You didn't like many games today. Yeah, not too many. I didn't like a lot. Only 17. Fernando, I hit the Hacienda last night with my daughter, the Hacienda Real. Fernando is a restaurant guy, and it was good. Excellent service. I was looking for like the GM that was going to compliment them on their staff. It was a crazy. So you go out at 6:45 on a Friday night. They're like, oh, half hour, 40 minutes. Okay, whatever. Wasn't that long. Food was out fast. I mean, listen, you're churning. You got to turn those tables, but good. I brought home some chicken tacos. Pounded Anthony. I got to call you back, my friend. I'm sorry. Drexel -3 versus Delaware. I like Delaware. I liked this last night, and I ended up not pulling the trigger. And of course, this morning the line comes down. And I don't know why. If I'm going to take a dog, I don't know why I hesitate on it. Although, because the ones I put in last night, the dog, they all got more points. The ones I didn't move on all went down, so I lost value. But Delaware, Blue Hens, because what's his name is back for them. I believe Jamar Nelson's back for them. Or Roberts, North Dak over. Any Oral game you want to go over, sure. They're still pumping up those points, so yes. Pound says dog of the day. Central Michigan and Ohio. You like Central Michigan there? Let's pull it up. 2:00 tip. Central Michigan, robust 1-7 on the road, but nice 8-8 ATS on the season. No, not too bad. Last year, 29. Yeah. How they played down the stretch here. All right, so Central Michigan off putting up a 51 spot, so that's good. I like when they don't score much. Wait a sec, I don't like this. They've scored 51, 54, and 56 in 3 of the last 4 games. Yikes. Yikes. Well, Ohio's lost 4 or 5, so yeah, I'm going to get double digits here. I could see lean into a little dog. I could see lean into the dog here. Wait, who's this kid at? Says maybe he's been out all season. I'll say okay, based on, granted, they don't score a lot of points, but I don't think Ohio should be laying double digits when you lose 3 or 4. Shannon B took Georgetown first half plus $6 versus Javier. Play for me. Hey, I'm not going to say no. Xavier laying 20. Maybe they win. Plus $6. Let's go, Shannon. You know I'm getting in that bus. Let's go. Let's go to the window together. Sacramento Kings, the longest player in professional sports. Kings. I can't believe it's been that long. Jesse Shule in the house, I guess. Well, taking Kelsey TD props today. No, I don't have a Kelsey TD prop today. No Kelsey for me. No. Let me pull up my. What's going on here? Oh my goodness. What's happening? Okay, so my NFL prop here is Pachenko, Tony, and Mahomes for. And you should know, Jess, I'm not going to come and just grab a Kelsey at minus money. I'm gonna more plus. I'm the plus dollar daddy. Tim loves that. Plus dollar daddy.
I told you, if you're going to use the plus dollar daddy, do it for your OnlyFans.
I got to look into that. Should I do an OnlyFans with my feet?
Yes. You know how many people go after the dad bods? Come on, what are we doing?
Great. Team money. I know my Giants aren't great, but I swear I think the Eagles are super overhyped. Eagles should win, but I don't know if it's the playoffs or the Eagles aren't super experienced. We're going to find out that. Well, I mean, do you think the Giants are super experienced when it comes to the playoffs? I mean, Giants aren't super experienced when it comes to having a winning record, Team Money. I mean, you're a Giant fan. I mean, the joke was, here's the first time the Giants are in the playoffs since this photo of them on the yacht was taken when they're on the boat. You know, I mean, come on. The Eagles aren't experienced. Yeah, Daniel Jones got all that playoff experience. I don't think the Giants are great. They cover, yes. Are they in a good spot here? I think they are, because Hurts did not look good 2 weeks ago. The Giants, even with backups, were right in that game to the end. Again, that's why I like the under anyway. So the under's here. We like the under, number one. I just think talent-wise, offensively, Eagles should be able to pull away late. Kim's in the house. Welcome, my friend. How you been? Team Money. I'll have a drink and pizza to watch. Give us Hurts all he wants to with that bad shoulder. Yeah, I took out 2 packages of wings for today. And, of course, I got my leftover tacos. My daughter's going to sleepover. Although tomorrow I think I'm going out I'll go out tomorrow to Twin Peaks. Might be the game plan tomorrow. I don't know. See how we do today. Marco, what do you say? I hit the like button for you, my guy Tim. Appreciate it. You know that. And Marco, listen, fella. I'm not running through 144 games, all right? So stop with that nonsense. All right. We got a bunch in the chat. Got through 144 games today. Jacksonville QB better not throw any more picks. Well, 4 in the first half is tough to do. 4 in a game is tough to do. Now, will he throw one today? Possibly. Okay. Also, this kid up here he led the league in fumbles lost too. He had 9 fumbles lost. Josh Allen right behind him with 5 fumbles lost. So he could turn the ball over a bit. Which is why I kind of lean a little bit to the over there. I mean, I don't think it's gotten up to 53. This was a 51 opener. That's 53. I don't know if people are jumping on that. I mean, this could be 30, to 20 and not get there, It could also be 44-34 and be over at halftime. Marcos, JT is out tonight. Boston to still win. In my Nick Earl voice, fade the injury report. Yeah, I mean, Boston's a good team. I just Toronto, I think, is a good team that just is not playing good. And when you have the Celtics come to town, it's one of those spots, and you've heard me say this, Marcos. You got a peer coming in, right? It's one of those games where it's all right. This is a good team. We're gonna be a little more focused here. This is a contemporary or a guy that we should be as good as, and they think we're as good as. So you expect a good performance regardless of who's in, who's out. Lex is in the house, keeping it classy with Higgs and the Twin. You know it, baby. Auburn or South Carolina? Let's pull it up. I want to say, without even looking at my numbers, because I don't have everything memorized on a huge game day like this, I want to say I kind of like the home dog here, South Carolina. What is this? 692 here. Is this still 12? I mean, I'm getting 12 and a half. I'm going to lean to South Carolina. I don't care. Just a big number. I mean, Carolina, again, not a who do they have it upset of? Upset UK, and then they come out and lose by 40 the next game. Makes perfect sense. Right. Auburn's got A&M on deck. It's a nice chunk of points, but not enough for me to jump in on it. Again, you see them put up, you're scoring 50 in a game, 55 points. It's not a lot to be happy with. 418 music, points, Eagles. Well, with the points of the Eagles game, Eagles -8, KC -9. I don't mind those. I mean, as I just mentioned with the Giants, it's fairly fresh, as everybody said, my opinion on that game. I think it's going to be close, and then I think Eagles should win that by 10. KC, same kind of thing. Jacksonville, out of the gate last time here, they were down 20-0.5. It was 27 to, I think, 7 halfway through the fourth quarter. And then they get closer, 27-10, whatever it was. Now, will KC pull up shop? I don't know if they could pull up shop. Not after everybody's home watching Jacksonville on TV in a night game, rally from 27-7 down. They're down 27-0 and come back, 27-7, 27-14. So I don't think the back door is going to be as open as it normally would be based on them having a huge comeback last week. Spread it. I figured that was a spread. I think you're going to take South Carolina money line. Or you've been here enough, Brandon. I know you're not going to say I'm taking Auburn on the money line, laying 13 points at, whatever. All right, Dayton GW. I like George W plus the 8. Georgia plus the 4 points there. Did I bet Georgia today? I don't even know. I like Georgia. West Virginia, Wake Forest, rather. West Virginia, Wake Forest, and Virginia. I like Wake Forest. I bet Wake last night at a plus 3.5. Iowa and Ohio State 3-point spread. I would lean Iowa there. But I don't have this Iowa State team. If I bet them, they lose. If I bet against them, I lose. So that's a team I haven't got a handle on. East Tennessee versus Chattanooga, 10-point spread. Where's this East Tennessee game? I appreciate the spreads, but I also need a rotation. Where is this at? Come on. I don't want to. East Tennessee's a bad team this year. If you want to go 10, I'll say okay. I mean, I know it's odd when I come out here and say I'm taking favorites, but I do sometimes. Okay, I'm going to lean to DePaul here. I kind of like DePaul. I'm a glutton for punishment by taking the. Are they still the Blue Demons, or did they change their name? I watched the DePaul game and I fell in love with them. Like, man, I like some of their young guys. I'm still taking DePaul here. Although off a big win is scary, right? They beat Xavier. Again, 9-point dog there. We mentioned that last, whenever that was on Wednesday. Played tough for Seton Hall. Beat Villanova. Again, Villanova's a down team. Lost at 8 at Butler's not terrible. I'm going to lean to the Paul still. Not changing my minds. Team Money, best bets. UCLA 14 in a row. I have them rated as second best team in the country. Yeah, Zona's at home. It's a good spot. And again, I had Arizona State the other night, right? I said, UCLA's got Arizona on deck. Maybe they take Arizona State a little lightly. Yeah, a 16-2 run to end the game and cost me our cover there. You think they're soft when they play teams at our level? I mean, they're pretty good sometimes. They're not. I don't think soft Arizona. I think more finesse than soft. But I like Arizona. And UCLA is a top 5 team. Jesse on Arizona State tonight. I don't want to hear any trash about it, Tim. For Arizona State.
I don't think I bet that game. You're fine.
Well, I was going to say, you really threw him under the bus the other day. We got the UCLA 14 row. Pounded Sports Company, Eagles 7.5 or 8, whatever line is, tells you everything you need to know about the Eagles. Imagine story for the next 18 months if the Eagles lost today. Listen, as a Dallas guy, I want this game to just go on forever and end in a tie 3-0, something like that. And then Dallas upsets Niners and Dallas has a home game, beating the Giants next week. But it'll be a bad year, yeah. If Philly loses this, it'll come down to Hurts. And he is hurt. He's still back, and nobody's 100% healthy. Come on. Anybody who's played a sport, I don't care if it's badminton or NFL football, any kind of sport. After you play a season, everybody's like, "Oh man, it is what it is." But he's generally kind of injured. He was on the injured list. He came off, looked bad. Giants playing with house money, and boy, I wish I was listening to the Whip, boy. Whew, that'll be interesting down there. Listen to Whip. I did do free picks on the Whip way back in the day. For those new people who didn't know, I was on the Whip. Little football action. Fernando says wings sound really good. Yeah, I like wings. I like chicken. Chicken wings, little quesadillas. Chicken quesadillas. Chicken nachos, right? Little nachos on there. And sometimes I'll put tomatoes, believe it or not. I'll put mushrooms on. I like mushrooms. Marcos, okay, Higgs, 140 games. I want to ask you a lot about them. Only ask your opinion about 10. 10's fine. 144 is too many. I got 2 sheets of games. I'm not going to set them all. Shannon, thoughts on TCU, Kansas? TCU for me and you. I got TCU. Bet them. 7.5 at 7, Shannon. Mark was at Twin Peaks the other night when the Warriors were playing the Celtics. I missed most of the game because my eyes kept wandering. Sir Roger, welcome. Good to see you, Sir Roger. Haven't seen you in a bit. Auburn alternate spread 7.5. Yeah, but what are you laying on juice on that? That's why I can't condone those kind of things. The parlay of the year here, KC and Philly, right? Teasing down the big fave to the threes or whatever they are. I understand it. I got it here in the chat myself. I totally get it, Sir Roger. And I got, you know what? I was watching old midday Mondays, late night Mondays. A lot of I'm gonna for my anniversary show in another month. I'm gonna bring back some old names. I'm gonna ask where everybody's at, or maybe they'll show up for the nights. Tim, so I was thinking about that. Like, man, where do people disappear to from when I first started? Because my first shows, I'd get like double the views, right? I'd have like 1,000, like crazy numbers for midday money. But that was also still, everybody was still locked in their home. So I'm guessing everybody was just home watching online all the time for the day show. And even the night show would get as many views as I get now, a couple hundred views. It's crazy. Late money will come back, I think, for conference tournaments. I'll start them up. Why not? Why not? And if got nothing else to do. 418 Music Sunday, Andrew 1915 by double digits. I said that on a show yesterday, 418. 15 double-digit wins for Andy Reid. And a 19. I was doing that with Kyle Hunter yesterday. I did a show with Kyle Hunter and Kiev. Fernando took Syracuse 3.5, Miami 5.5, TCU over, Coastal CCC. Is it College of Charleston or is that? Yeah, that's got to be College of Charleston, Coastal Carolina. And NC Wilmington. See, I didn't like that Wilmington game. And the Cuse over Georgia Tech. I mean, I could. You want to lean on a Cuse? I get it. I'm not a big Cuse guy. Miami, yeah, TCU game over. I like TCU in the points, but if I'm taking the points, obviously, I think it's going to be a shootout versus Kansas. Charleston's been really good. Wilmington, that's a question mark for me. Evan says UAB. Is Jelly playing for UAB today? I don't know. I mean, I don't. I kind of want to lean North Texas here. I got North Texas. Did I? You know what? I thought I bet North Texas. I didn't bet North Texas. North Texas for me. Marco, Tennessee, LSU, 11 point spread. Any thoughts? Is Tennessee on the road here? What? Hold on, Mark. I'm gonna go back and make sure if see if this kid if Jelly's playing today. I know he's questionable. I mean, they still win, but North Texas is not a terrible squad, Evan. Now pull up this SEC matchup. On the road, 11. Marco, come on. Oh. And you just think LSU, are they going to show up with a little heart here? I mean, 49 points last week. They lost to 40 to Alabama. They're bad. I mean, I guess you could lay at Tennessee. I as I mentioned with the LSU, I kind of look at teams to have bounced back, but they've lost 5 in a row. You beat up on your, and this is why we say in December we start seeing these games like, oh, this team's 11-1. Well, who do they play? You have a joke non-conference schedule, and then you come into conference play and lose 67-49, 106-66. Again, that's Alabama's crushing people. Florida loser. A&M 13 on the road. Kentucky. This is all you need to know about how bad Kentucky is. They lost to Kentucky beat this team by 3. I mean, you beat Arkansas. It was this is a 500 team, but I mean everywhere else: East Tennessee, Winthrop, and NC Central. I mean, sure. You know what? The more I look at it, late at 11. North Texas UAB 3-point spread. I like North Texas. North Texas. Kim's coming in. Giants plus 8 under 48. Jones over rushing yards. Yeah, 45. Jacksonville 9 over 53. ATN over 93 rushing receiver. I like that because I think for them to be in it, he's going to have to go for about 100 yards. So he should have this. Honestly, he should have this by halftime too. If you want the over, you need him to have 100 yards combined by halftime. And Kim, I'm not going to say no to people taking dogs either. Something's going to happen here. I am a firm believer. I don't believe in it's fixed. But I am a firm believer of someone screws somebody's teaser every week. And these two teams are at the top of the line for that one to happen. UMass St. Joe's. I liked Mass earlier. I mean, I'll take UMass here. Wilmington and Stony. I know. This game here, I don't know. I mean, it's a no play for me. Rance, how are you? I don't think I've seen Rance in here before. I appreciate you coming in, taking the time to say hello. Eagles win by 10 points, in my opinion, for the defense, not the Vikings. 100% right. And I was wrong about Minnesota. I thought they would win last week. I thought their defense was play a little better, but they had been an over machine. Philly defense, and again, I'll mention the show yesterday with Kiev and Kyle. I did. We're talking about the Philly defense, and he's like, "Oh, it's not that great a rush defense, but when your offense is so good, the other team kind of gets away from running the ball. And even if the Giants come out here and run, I still think the Philly defense can stop the run. I think it's kind of skewed a little bit. Give me Philly over Minnesota every day, and you have a team, and the Giants are going to want to run the ball. It's about Barkley, and if it's not running, it's quasi-running. It's a flare out of the backfield to them or a bubble screen or something like that. I mean, they know what to expect. This is a team for both sides. Forget about the third time this year. You play twice every year. Now, a little different. Giants got a new head coach, so it's not the same kind of stuff, but you know what he's going to want to do. And you have the better talent on offense. You should be able to pull away when it's 10. I mean, you got two receivers that are head and shoulders above anybody on the Giants. Marcus, as I said, if I fade Ohio State, I lose. If I bet Ohio State, I lose. No, thank you. Might take Baylor money line. I'm on the other side of that. I'm on the who they got? Oklahoma State. I got the other side of that one, Rance. LSU stinks. Maybe the under. They're bad. I just went through them. I was like, I see a big home dog, Rance. I'm going to be like, oh, all right, maybe. I can't. I can't say that's a play I want to make. No, thank you. Any football today? Didn't see any online. What are you talking about? Football like free picks or on the site? The site they've been posted. They've been posted for a week on the site. Go look for NFL. There's NFL picks up there. Let's go bring up the banners for today's picks in the chat here for NFL. Chiefs first half, Eagles 7.5, Eagles under. And then we got the Bengals and Niners under tomorrow. The teaser was Casey to an event. Again, I know people. I know I'll get a message there on Twitter and stuff like, oh, well, your teaser's wrong because the line. Folks, I'm not doing the teaser live at kickoff. That's not what I do. That's why we get better lines. We don't wait for the cats on TV to tell you who to pick. That's why we do a look headline show on Sundays in NFL. College hoops will start doing with the tournaments coming up next month. We'll start doing a late show around 10:30 Eastern when some of these college tournament lines come up for the next day. Now it really takes off more mid-March with the bigger conferences, but there are small conferences that start the end of February and the first week of March. Not much in the comment section. All right, we'll just run down the free picks for everybody here. So Arizona 125, Texas Tech plus 4.5, Oklahoma State plus 1, Radford -6, Stetson -5, Florida State plus 7.5, Charleston Southern -120. We'll go back to some player props here. Pacheco, Tony, and Mahomes for the Chiefs, anytime touchdowns, all plus money. Kirk and Zay Jones plus money for the Jaguars. Sanders, Brown, and Smith all plus money. Again, these were out the other day. They might have changed. And again, I didn't put the sports books on here that I use. I had them on here the other day, but I wanted to make them fit. They were, BetMGM and Will Hill. Jones and Slayton for touchdowns for the Giants. And if you're waiting for Sunday's action, Diggs, Allen, Knox for Buffalo for touchdowns, Chase, Higgins, Boyd, Cincy, Pollard, Lamb, Zeke, Schultz, Gallup, Dak, all plus money's there. Debo, Kid, and Mitchell, all plus money's there. So, Shannon, have a good one. Yeah, we'll wrap this puppy up. Let's go. Fernando, if you want to email me or Twitter me up if you have a question about the games on the sites. But that'll be it. We're out of here.